Good morning, warriors. We got up early this morning. Today is our morning talk for February. What is the date today? Today's the 15th, 17th. I had to count that for a second there. And hope you guys are all doing well. Hope everything's going well. This was a hard morning to get up. I'm working a lot of hours during the week, and we had some noise outside trying to sleep. I could not sleep. So this was a tough one. So that's going to be our topic today, talking about how to get up. You don't want to get up. All right, so this is probably going to end up helping me more than anybody else. So, but thank you once again for subscriptions, comments, likes. Hope you guys have a great day today. And once again, I think that being on this journey allows me to kind of push myself a little bit to say, you know, Vigor, you got to get up, Vigor. Time to get vigorous today and get up in the morning. So, but in reality, it is difficult, my friends. It is difficult. Let's talk about it a little bit here. So, you know, everything is not going to go perfect. You know, yes, the benefits are wonderful, and I see benefits every day. Keep getting reminded of benefits, and you know, attraction and focus, and being able to create things and not have anxiety and worry and a lot of those type of things that used to really kind of dominate a lot of my thoughts and behaviors and everything. And so it is much better every day. And now I'm approaching, let's see, 150 days. I think it's 149. I looked this morning before I started doing the recording. I think it's 149 for the monk mode, and I think it's 624 for NoFap and everything. So that's wonderful, and we're getting there closer and closer. I think that you know, the benefits are always there. However, I will say that in reality, because of life itself, and we had some crazy people outside the house and crazy yelling and screaming and things like that for some reason, fights going on, I don't know what was going on. It was very difficult to sleep. And so when you have lack of sleep, those things will catch up with you at some point. Now, I believe in taking a little naps here and there, but when you're working, you know, a lot of hours during the week, you guys know this is difficult to get in those type of things. So you got to find different times to do that and catch up, because eventually your sleep's going to catch up with you. You probably noticed yawning a few times this week. Well, it's going to catch up with me at some point. Now, fortunately, I get a few days, a couple days off this weekend, and Monday's a holiday, so I'm about ready to yawn myself here, see? And so I'm going to be able to catch up a little bit over the weekend, but this is a tough stretch right now. And so what can you do? This is a question. I guess the question is, what can you do when you end up in not wanting to get up? Because this morning, about 4:45, my Great Pyrenees dog comes over and kind of slaps me with her big paw and says, Vigor, it's time to get up for my walk. I need my walk, Vigor. And so we went out for the walk, and I did not want to get ready to go, but because obviously I like to make money, and obviously because we need to, you know, take responsibility for my students and all those type of things, I got up. Now, what did I do? Well, I had to kind of force myself, and you know, you just jump in with that cold shower. Now, that did wake you up. So that was one thing that I would recommend, that when you're ever at the point where you just don't feel like getting up, take one of those ice cold showers. And we don't have that cold in the Midwest today, but certainly it does feel like ice cubes coming down. So that is kind of a crazy thing, but it does wake you up. It gets you invigorated, and that's a good thing. The other thing that I'm going to try to do is not to eat and go through a water fast today. I think part of the problem, and this is just me, and it probably affects other people as well, but I made the mistake of having too many carbohydrates. I I had a bagel and some cereal yesterday in the morning, and then I had my wife is a tremendous cook, so we had a nice meal in the evening. But the trouble was that I just had too many carbs, and this is when, at my age especially, that I ended up getting lazy and too much food in my system. And I think that's a big part of it. When I used to gain a lot of weight at night, it was because I used to come back teaching at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I would eat too much, and then I would just feel bad the next morning, because your food digests, but not that quickly. So you have to make sure that you're putting it with water and a lot of other types of things to allow you to kind of get that food digested and things like that. But I do believe that the retention and things that we're on helps us a great deal with our digestive system. And those exercises I do, I continue doing those. Those exercises themselves with the Fountain of Youth, let's talk about that for a second. Those things are really designed to be able to kind of help you. They're designed really to help you kind of balance yourself out, to be able to balance your weight out. And so even though you might eat too much on a day or so, you keep doing those exercises in that book, and those with the chakras, they balance you out. And I believe that. And I've had that now. I've had that book since 1998. So we're in 2022. So approximately 23, 24 years. And those have been very good. So to me, I've never been too much overweight. I go with my yawning again, see? I definitely need to catch up with some sleep at some point here, right? But the thing is that those exercises are very good. And those type of things tend to balance me out in a lot of cases. And so I would definitely recommend all of those. And then certainly doing the retention and being able to be on your journey is the other part of this. And being able to kind of stay strong every day like we talked about yesterday. But the other part of this is being able to say, yes, I'm going to be able to just kind of get up and enjoy a great day. So even though you're tired, you got to persevere, push it through it. Now, when you're sitting there, and you're saying, I'm going to go back to bed, I don't want to get up, the best thing to do is just go ahead and kind of lean up and put one foot in front of the other. It's time to go. And you may not want to go for whatever reason, but that may end up being your best day. I've had lots of days where I was going into it was a great day, and things happen. It didn't turn out to be a great day. And then other days that it looks like, well, this is going to be, terrible. The weather's nice, but sometimes the weather's bad, things like that. And all of a sudden, it turns out to be a great day. Great things happen and things like that. So you got to keep persevering, my friends. I guess that's the whole bottom line here. No matter if you feel like getting up or not, you have to. Now, of course, you want to build in days that you get a little rest, and I'm going to try to do that at least a little bit today, because I can tell by the yawns yesterday and today that I'm missing a little sleep here, and I'm not as refreshed as I should be. So those kind of things I've got to catch up with and find some time. But the work needs to get done, and as long as those things are your top priority and you have your goals and things set up, then you're going to be able to kind of achieve that and be able to move on to other types of goals and things like that. But you have to kind of master yourself. And obviously when you're tired, this is the worst thing. Fatigue is really an enemy of all of us. And that's kind of one of the reasons I want to talk about it, because you can get tired. And, normal type activities, if you don't get a lot of sleep, you only get a lot of things that are going to be able to be restful and things like that. It is always possible to be tempted. And so this is what you have to kind of watch out for, especially when you're tired. It's easy when you're tired or when you're stressed out or upset, depressed, to fall in patterns. And this is what Satan really wants to do. And so being tired is just one part of those type of things that you have to just continue to fight. But when your head is foggy and things like that, it's very difficult to kind of, be able to, do the normal things you're doing because you're not tired. Or when you're sick. Now, I think because of this retention thing, you're going to find that you're going to be less and less sick. so you don't have to worry as much about that. I've not been sick in 10 years and never had any kind of issues at all. And I'm 60 years old right now, moving on 61. And those things continue to be a blessing from the Lord. But I think certainly those things do make a difference when it comes to your actual mentality and how you feel about things. And so they can affect you from a day-to-day type of thing. Remember, a lot of things that are happening around you are trying to build faith in you or to destroy faith in you. And so what happens is that you're trying to build that faith, that you're trusting in something beyond yourself. You're trusting in your plan, you're trusting in God, you're trusting in a lot of different things around you. Now, the opposite of that certainly is not to be able to trust in those type of things. And that's what happens with things around us that we get involved in. And so you have to really kind of flee from the devil, we call it, and stay away from those things that are going to affect you in a negative way. Don't even get yourself tempted. Don't even tempt yourself by going to the casino. Don't tempt yourself by looking at pictures and saying, I'm just going to take a peek here and there. Because once again, now you get back into that realm where it's a gradual type of increase. I'll look at one now, and then next week I'll work at a couple more, and all of a sudden now you're finding yourself trapped again, engulfed into this. And the human mind is a tricky thing. Once you repeat something for a while, it's very difficult. This is why after all these years, I've had to go to monk mode, because I just have too much past history and memory of all these type of things I did. So it is still things that I have to kind of block out of my mind to move on, because of 45 years of it, you certainly have a lot of those type of things that you have to be careful of. And certainly when you're tired, when you're stressed out, it's easy to go back to that issue. So when you're tired, when you don't want to get up, when you're fatigued, those type of things, you always have to remember why you're doing this and why you're on these goals and why you're trying to become the best person you can become. And though you may not want to get up, though you may not want to move around, this is the best thing you can do. Keeping active, no matter how old you are, is a key thing. Learn those habits when you're younger, which I fortunately was able to do. I did a lot of playing exercise, football, and different types of things, and I was involved in things. So I was always in the state where I was always trying to do things and active. And so as you do this, always have things that you're going to do. Now, certainly there's days that you can take rest days. There's nothing like that. The Sabbath is a good example. Now, I did not do enough of the Sabbath on Sunday or Saturday, one of the days you can take it. So that's another issue. So an issue that I have to always deal with is making sure I take the Sabbath. And so that's one of my sins that I have to kind of work on a little bit. Take the Sabbath day off more and not to focus on work. But Sunday is so easy for me to go ahead and do writings and things like that. So I think it's important to be able to follow, in my mind, the commandments, to be able to kind of say these are the rules I'm going by, and I'm kind of stick and do the best I can to follow these every day. But once again, it's a key type of thing, because we all will fall victim at some point or another to fatigue and to not wanting to get up. And so what you got to do is continue to be diligent in your journey and keep taking one step at a time. That's the whole key. So, and Confucius said this long time ago, right? The step of a journey, the first step is always one of the toughest parts of the journey. You've got to continue taking steps and moving forward. All right, my friends, well, this is a great day, and keep pushing yourself and try to get the best out of the day you can. Today is February, what day is this again? 17th, February 17th, 2022. And you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later. Battle on.